Okay guys, we came past it before, Kilimanjaro Safari. It was a 60-minute wait.
So I decided to be really clever, and because all of our fast passes have been used for today, I got a fast pass for this.
And we've come back, and guess what? It's a 10-minute wait. So we'd have to wait longer for use our fast pass than we would the way, so we might, some you win. Actually, it was a good idea because we booked the fast pass when it was way over the other side of the park, not knowing what the queue would be like, just to get here and find out, yeah, we can get on. It's alright, because same result, but we get on it, yeah. So, I just pour myself in the eye. That's the things you do when you're stupid. Moving on.
Now, is this anybody's first safari? Awesome, me too, so it's gonna be a fun ride. What I can. Now, if you look above you, you'll see some animal guides. Those can help point out what animals we might see out on the reserve. Might not see all of them, but we're gonna try our best, and I usually have some pretty good luck with it. And very soon we will be heading out onto the reserve. Is there an animal that anyone is really excited to see in particular? Lion, alright, cool. Lions are always a cool one to see. It looks, oh, there we go. Alright, it looks like we are about to head out, so let's go. Coming up on your right hand side, you're going to see the okapi. It looks like it's related to the giraffe, or to the zebra. Spoiler alert, it's related to the giraffe. And it's the only relative of them. They also have an 18-inch long tongue that they can use to pick their own nose and lick their own eyeball. As we go around this corner, keep your eye towards the left. Because once there's this little lip, you're going to be able to see a black rhino. There we go. There's a black rhino on your left. Kind of. You can see it a little bit. They get up to 3,000 pounds, and unfortunately there's only 5,000 left in the entire world. If you see these black birds over here on your right-hand side, those are called black vultures. They are one of the only vultures that feed on live prey. I know, isn't that pleasant? And you'll see them with their wings sprung out. What they're doing is drying off. They are not water resistant, bless you.
Thank you.
So they'll fan out so they are able to fly. Over here on your left is a bloat of hippos. That's what you call a group of them. Now they can get up to 85 to 95 pounds when they're first born, 5,500 when they're fully grown, also 11 feet long. Now they can stay under the water for 5 to 8 minutes at a time, and if they fall asleep, their head will naturally bob up, grab a breath of fresh air, and go back underneath without them ever waking up. The birds on this island are called pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the pink coloration on their back during mating season. They are also the smallest of the pelican family. Now those hippos, they may look slow when they're on land or in the water, but once they're on land, they can actually move at 20 miles per hour. And that's enough to outrun a human. And if you ever see them with their jaws open, looks like they're yawning. What they're doing is warning other males in the area to not intrude because this is their territory. Over here on your left is the Nile crocodile. These guys get up to 20 feet long, and if they hold their, or if they're still enough, they can hold their breath for up to 2 hours. Now if you see them with their jaws open, what they're doing is releasing excess body heat. They have these glands on the side of their throat, kind of where your lymph nodes are. When they open their jaws, it widens those glands, and out comes the hot air. Their jaws can also exert 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, which immediately crushes the bones of their prey, making it easier for them to swallow it whole. Coming up here on your right-hand side is the baobab tree, also known as the upside-down tree because it looks like there's roots coming out of the top. They live for thousands of years and can withstand the longest of droughts because they hold water within their trunks. They're also leafless for about 9 months out of the year. In this field right here, those guys with the huge horns are called Ankole or Watusi cattle, whichever you choose to call them. Those horns can get up to 3 to 4 feet in length, and they look heavy, but they're hollow on the inside. They have a honeycomb-like structure that the blood circulates through, and that keeps them nice and cool. Also, with the Watusi tribe, they are known to be as a sign of wealth. So the more Ankole that you have, the wealthier you seem. And the solid-colored Ankole are worth more than the painted ones. Coming up here on your left-hand side, look over there. You'll see some splattered colors in the ground. Those are the African wild dogs. They are the most successful predators out here in Africa, actually in the world. They have a 90% success rate, whereas the lion only has a 40% success rate. They will chase their prey until it either trips or drops from exhaustion. So they're very persistent, and they'll always let the youngest cub eat first. Coming up on either side of you, you'll see these orange things that are sticking out of the ground. Those are called termite mounds. Now they're made out of soil, saliva, and dung, which I know sounds appetizing. But as soon as they dry, they are as hard as cement. And elephants really like to use them as scratching posts because it feels really good on their tough skin. Now, the Maasai giraffe can get up to 17 to 20 feet tall, 6 feet tall when they're first born, and they have to be that tall in order to reach their mom to nurse. They do have a special prehensile tongue and a flexible upper lip that makes it easier for them to reach the tallest branch. We'll stop ahead for the one that's out in the open. They'll spend about 16 hours out of the day just eating, which doesn't leave much time for sleeping. That's because the giraffe only has to sleep for 30 minutes a day, and that is it. I would be fazed by that, but I'm a college student, so it really doesn't faze me. And I'll stop right here so we can get some cool pictures. They can run about 35 miles per hour over shorter distances and 10 miles per hour over longer distances. They can also stand up and start running all by themselves within an hour after birth. I can't even do that in the morning unless I've had my coffee. And a really cool fact, their tongue size coordinates with their height. So if they're 6 feet tall, their tongue will be 6 inches long, 20 feet tall, 20 inches long. Since they are the world's tallest animal, a group of them is named a tower. Alright. Looks like they are walking around. Now, the mandrill is the largest species of monkey. Anything larger than them is considered to be an ape. The adult males get up to 100 pounds, and the adult females get up to 30 pounds. You can tell how healthy they are because they'll be very vibrant in color. Usually the most vibrant is the alpha male. You can also tell the difference between apes and monkeys because apes have no tail, monkeys have tails. Alright, and this is known as the Tembo Bridge. Rumor has it that if you go across it slow enough, it'll make a sound like an elephant. I can kind of see it, but I feel like real elephants would be way cooler. What do you guys think? Alright, well let's go try and find some. Coming up here on your right, or I mean your left, is an elephant. Now I'm not able to stop right here, so I'm just going to go really, really slow. Now those giant ears that they have contain very large blood vessels in them, and when they flap their ears like that, it helps the blood circulate and can cool their body down by 15 degrees. They also toss dirt and mud onto their backs, and that acts as a natural sunblock for them. Awesome. Now, the elephant's gestation period, which is how long they are pregnant for, is 22 months. That is a major commitment, you guys. That is huge, and that's for one elephant to form. Also, it is a matriarchy, so the eldest female will always be the leader of the herd. Whoop, whoop. The males, when they reach adulthood, which is around 15 to 18 years old, are kicked out and they form their own bachelor herd. So guys, don't forget that don't think that you're forgotten about. You get your own bachelor herd. Coming up here on your left is going to be the greater flamingo, and no, there is no lesser flamingo. They are the tallest and lightest shade of their species. When they're first born, they're actually cute little gray fluff balls, and they gradually get more and more pink from the food that they eat, such as brine shrimp or anything else that's really high in carotene. A flock of flamingos like this is called a flamboyants. Coming up here on our left is the Kopi Rocks, home to the lion. Now they sleep for about 16 to 20 hours a day, and they'll hide in between rocks and in shaded areas. So again, you really need to keep a watchful eye out for them, because hopefully we'll get lucky. There are some ostriches on this side, but we'll be able to see them when we come back around. So, there's this little crevice as soon as we pass by. You guys can see it better because you're higher up. Look down into it, you're going to see a female. Little hard to see.
Right underneath the little...
And I'll just go slow so everyone can get a chance to see them. But the males, they watch and protect over their territory 24/7, whereas the females do majority of the hunting. The reason being they have 6 times better night vision than a human does. So that comes in handy when they're hunting at night. And a group of them is called a pride. So now you know where Pride Rock comes from. Of course, there's the ostrich, my favorite animal. What they're doing right now is dusting, so they'll sit in the ground and that cools them off. Take a look at their eyeballs. Those are larger than their brains, my friends. And there's the bontebok in the corner, the brown guys. And right here is the addax and some ostrich eggs. Now the bontebok from the early 20th century were hunted for their brown fur, and only 20 were left in the entire world. In today's day and age, they are considered extinct in the wild, and reserves like this are the only place to see them. With the addax, they're native to the Sahara Desert, and they can go their entire lives without drinking water because they get it from the plantation that they eat. With the ostrich eggs, those get up to 3 pounds and are so dense that a man can stand on them without them even breaking. We don't recommend it, but it can happen. And they take 42 days to hatch. The scimitar horned oryx on your left. They are critically endangered, extremely. And something really cool happened in the past couple of weeks. For the first time in 30 years, a baby was born in the wild. That is huge news, and that's a lot of progress. Over here on your right, that bird over there is called the yellow-billed stork. They get about 3 feet tall with a wingspan of 5 feet. This guy is also named the Sahara Desert. So that light-colored fur helps reflect the light, and it keeps them nice and cool. Now they don't start to sweat until they reach a body temperature of 115 degrees Fahrenheit and can go 9 months straight without a single drop of water. And Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye because it's far too sad and much too final because we're friends now, right? We like to say Kwaherini because that means to go well. So, not yet because you're still on my truck, so we're not going to say Kwaherini, that's too soon. But for any wilderness explorers on board, this is Simba 1. That is on page 13 of your wilderness handbook. We'll pull it up in just a second. Make sure you look around, check you have all of your valuables, such as cell phones, wallets, children, and husbands. Alright, now we can say Kwaherini. So Kwaherini, everyone. Have a wild day out there, but not too wild because it is a family jungle. And my name's Maria. I hope you had a fun time out there today. If you didn't, my name is not Maria, so just forget that. Holding!
Watch your hands feet on the right.
It must be something you say. We're singing and dancing for me. You turned up, we walked up.
So I have that effect on most people.
The Africans did that to me before. Just turned my camera on, they all walked off. Yeah, well, right. Everest.